There is a corner of Europe that feels like a secret the rest of the world hasn't quite figured out yet. A land defined not by its size, but by its soul. Nestled quietly between the grandeur of the Alps and the sparkle of the Mediterranean, Slovenia is the continent's quietest overachiever. It is a place where nature doesn't just exist, it thrives in a vibrant, emerald rhythm. In a single morning, you can stand atop a jagged limestone peak, breathing thin alpine air. And by sunset, find yourself lost in the Venetian alleyways of a seaside gem. This green heart of Europe is a sanctuary where sustainability is a centuries-old way of life, rather than a modern trend. While crowds flock to its famous neighbors, those who wander here find something far more precious: stillness. This stillness is rooted in the land itself. Nearly 60% of the territory is blanketed in thick, ancient forest, making it one of the most wooded nations on Earth. Here, the wilderness doesn't just surround the cities, it defines them. As the world's first global green destination, Slovenia treats its bees like citizens, and its water like a treasure, creating a living philosophy where zero waste is the standard. The landscape is a delicate tapestry of karst plateaus and over 10,000 subterranean caves. This physical diversity, stretching from the Julian Alps to the thermal springs of the Pannonian Plain, has forged a people who are perpetually in motion. To know a Slovenian is to know someone who lives within the outdoors. Most are effortlessly multilingual, moving between languages with a grace that reflects their position at the crossroads of Latin, Germanic, and Slavic worlds. Nothing captures this identity better than planinstvo, or mountaineering. In Slovenia, climbing isn't a hobby, it is a national rite of passage. It is said you aren't truly Slovenian until you've stood atop the 2,864-meter summit of Mount Triglav. Yet, for all their rugged athleticism, there is a deep-seated gentleness here. A profound love for the arts. Slovenia is a nation of poets. One of the few whose national anthem, Zdravljica, is a toast to friendship and peaceful coexistence rather than war. This rare balance of the mountaineer's strength and the poet's heart extends directly to the Slovenian table. To taste the food here is to experience a map of Europe on a single plate. In the high mountain huts, the savory aroma of Kranjska klobasa, Carniolan sausage, fuels hikers. While festive patika nut rolls represent the heart of local hospitality. As the land descends toward the Adriatic, the menu shifts to salt-baked sea bream, drizzled with award-winning Istrian olive oils. Vibrant, liquid gold that carries the scent of the sea and the sun, inviting you to slow down and savor the harmony of the land. Beyond the fairy tale scenery and culinary mastery lies a formidable economic success story. Slovenia is the quiet powerhouse of Central Europe, boasting a standard of living that rivals its Western neighbors. It is a world leader in pharmaceuticals and high-precision automotive engineering, proving that a small nation can leave a massive global footprint. By pioneering electric aviation and sustainable manufacturing, Slovenia is demonstrating that the future of industry must be emerald. As a stable, wealthy, and remarkably safe member of the European Union, it offers a glimpse into a balanced future. A place where high-tech modernity exists in perfect harmony with the ancient forests that endure. It is not a country that overwhelms visitors with spectacle. Instead, it quietly reveals itself through forests, mountains, villages, and the people who call it home. And that quietness may be its greatest strength. If you're new to Four Corners Wonders, subscribe so you don't miss any of our future videos. Let us now visit its most beautiful places. Our journey begins in the heart of the nation, Ljubljana. Often called the green capital of Europe, this city feels less like a bustling metropolis and more like a curated living room. The Old Town is a car-free sanctuary, where Baroque architecture meets the whimsical, human-centric curves of Jože Plečnik's masterpieces. As you wander along the emerald-green Ljubljana River, you'll cross the iconic Triple Bridge, the architectural pulse of the city, where locals gather to share stories and coffee. The riverbanks are a vibrant tapestry of weeping willow trees, colorful umbrellas, and outdoor cafes that buzz with an effortless elegance from dawn until the blue hour. High above the stone arches, the city's heraldic dragons stand guard over the bridges, symbols of strength and legend that trace back to the myth of Jason and the Argonauts. This is a city where history isn't tucked away in dusty books. It is etched into the very stones of the squares. From the Piran Square, named after the nation's greatest poet, to the bustling central market, where the scent of fresh herbs and local honey fills the air. Ljubljana is a masterclass in urban harmony. It is a place where the grandeur of the Austro-Hungarian monarchy and the remnants of the Roman Emona blend seamlessly into a modern, sustainable rhythm of life. Here, the Green Heart isn't just a slogan. It's a commitment you feel in the clean air, the lack of sirens, and the genuine warmth of the people who call this gem home. But to truly understand the scale of this emerald capital, one must leave the riverbanks behind and ascend to where the city's history was first written in stone. Perched on a dominant hill that has been inhabited by various civilizations since 1200 BC, Ljubljana Castle serves as the city's eternal sentinel. To reach its gates, you can take a sleek panoramic glass funicular that offers a rising view of the city's red-tiled roofs. Or you can opt for a winding forest path that makes you forget you're in the middle of a capital city. Once inside the castle walls, you are standing on a site that has transitioned from a medieval fortress to a royal residence, and even a provincial prison during the 19th century. Today, however, it has been completely reimagined as a world-class cultural hub. The castle courtyard is a stunning blend of rugged medieval stone and sleek modern glass, hosting open-air cinemas under the stars and fine dining that celebrates Slovenian gastronomy. Climbing the Archer's Tower provides a 360-degree panoramic view that is simply unparalleled, stretching from the marshlands of the south to the jagged, snow-capped peaks of the Kranjska Alps in the north. Looking down at the miniature streets below, you realize that Ljubljana is a city that didn't just grow next to nature. It emerged from it. The castle stands as a bridge between the deep history of the land and the forward-thinking spirit of the people, a quiet observer of the city's transformation from a Roman outpost to one of the most livable capitals in the world. While the capital offers refined urban charm, the true fairy tale of Slovenia lies an hour to the north, where the landscape begins to mirror the pages of a storybook. No image captures the ethereal magic of Slovenia quite like Lake Bled. With its emerald green waters and a tiny tear-shaped island at its center, it looks like a scene pulled directly from a fantasy novel. This is perhaps the most photographed spot in the country, yet no camera can truly capture the stillness of the air at sunrise. To reach the island, you must board a pletna, a traditional flat-bottomed wooden boat operated by a single oarsman, using a technique passed down through generations. The rhythmic sound of the oars dipping into the water is the only thing that breaks the silence as you approach the island's 99 stone steps. Tradition dictates that a groom must carry his bride up these steps to ensure a happy marriage, culminating at the Church of the Mother of God. Inside, the famous wishing bell hangs from the ceiling. Legend says that those who ring it 3 times will see their deepest desires come true. Surrounded by the towering Julian Alps and reflecting the dramatic silhouette of the cliffside castle, Bled is more than just a tourist destination. It is a moment of pure, alpine serenity. Whether you are walking the 6-kilometer path that circles the lake or enjoying the view with a coffee in hand, Bled reminds you that the world still has places where time seems to slow down, allowing the beauty of the natural world to take center stage. If the lake is the romantic heart of Bled, then the fortress standing watch on the precipice above is its ancient and rugged protector. Clinging to a vertical 130-meter limestone cliff, Bled Castle is documented as the oldest castle in Slovenia, dating back to 1011. Its stark white walls and conical red roofs create a dramatic contrast against the dark forest and the deep blue of the lake below. Walking through the castle's double-layered gates feels like stepping back a millennium. The upper courtyard offers a bird's-eye view of the lake that is so perfect it feels artificial. The island looks like a toy, and the Pletna boats like tiny insects on the glass-like surface. The castle is not just a viewpoint, but a living museum of Slovenian heritage. You can visit the traditional printing works to see a replica of Gutenberg's press in action, or descend into the cool stone wine cellar where monks once bottled the region's finest vintages. There is a rugged medieval power here that balances the softness of the water below. It is the quintessential place to pause for a slice of the legendary Kremna Rezina, the Bled cream cake, while watching the sun dip behind the mountains, casting long golden shadows across the valley. As the evening lights begin to twinkle around the lake's edge, the castle remains bathed in spotlights, a glowing crown that has watched over this valley for over 1,000 years. Just a short drive from this iconic vista, the landscape shifts from panoramic views to a narrow, dramatic path carved by the relentless force of water. The Radovna River has spent untold millennia slicing through the limestone hills to create the Vintgar Gorge, a mile-long crack in the earth that is as beautiful as it is powerful. A series of wooden walkways and bridges, first built in 1893, allows you to hover directly over the rushing turquoise water, often just inches above the spray. The sound here is a constant, thunderous roar as the river tumbles over boulders, swirls into deep crystalline pools, and navigates the narrowest sections of the canyon. The walls of the gorge are draped in lush moss and ferns, dripping with mountain moisture and creating a microclimate that feels cool even in the height of summer. The walk culminates at the 13-meter Shum Waterfall, the largest river fall in the country, where the river makes one final dramatic leap before calming into the valley. Along the way, you'll see the stone arch of the Bohinj railway bridge, a feat of human engineering that stands in silent tribute to the natural grandeur surrounding it. Vintgar is a place of movement and energy, where the raw power of erosion has created a gallery of natural art. Every turn of the boardwalk reveals a new perspective, a hidden whirlpool, a cluster of rock stacks built by hikers, or a rainbow caught in the mist. It is a sensory experience that reminds you of the quiet, patient persistence of nature in shaping the world around us. If Lake Bled is the refined fairy tale of Slovenia, then Lake Bohinj is its wild, unscripted reality. Tucked deep within the glacial embrace of the Triglav National Park, Bohinj is the largest natural lake in the country, and it carries an air of prehistoric mystery that is palpable from the moment you arrive. There are no grand hotels lining these shores, no neon signs, and no crowded promenades. Instead, the lake is framed by the sheer vertical walls of the Julian Alps, which reflect in the mirror-like surface with such clarity that the water often disappears into the sky. Legend tells us that when God was finished distributing land to all the peoples of the world, he realized he had forgotten one small, silent group who had waited patiently without complaining. Touched by their humility, he gave them the most beautiful corner of all, the place he had intended to keep for himself. This is the God's Lake. It is a haven for those who seek true solitude, where the only sounds are the rhythmic splash of a wooden oar, the distant chime of a church bell in the village of Rybchev Laz, and the wind rustling through the dense ancient stands of spruce and beech. Whether you are swimming in its invigoratingly cool waters in July or watching the frost climb the reeds in January, Bohinj feels like a sanctuary at the edge of the world, a place where nature remains the undisputed protagonist. At the furthest, most secluded end of this valley, the mountains hold a secret source that breathes life into the lake from deep within the rock. The Savica Waterfall is a spectacle of geometry, force, and hidden mystery. Unlike most waterfalls that are fed by surface streams, Savica emerges as a full-grown river directly from a hidden underground cave high in the limestone face of Mount Kamarcha. The water makes a dramatic entry into the world, splitting into two distinct streams that form a perfect silver A shape as they plunge 78 meters into a deep emerald green pool below. The sight is so striking that it inspired Slovenia's greatest poet, Franz Prešeren, to write an epic poem about the baptism of the nation's ancestors. To reach the viewing platform, you must embark on a pilgrimage of sorts, climbing over 500 stone steps through a lush, damp forest. As you ascend, the air grows cooler and the sound of falling water begins to vibrate through the ground. Reaching the top, you are rewarded with a face full of cold mountain spray and a breathtaking view that stretches all the way back across the Bohinj Valley. This is the source of the Sava Bohinjska, a lifeblood of the nation that begins its long journey to the sea in this singular, vertical moment of power. It is a place that feels charged with energy, a reminder of the vast, unseen networks of water that flow silently beneath the surface of the Slovenian karst, waiting for the right moment to burst into the light. To understand where this water truly originates, we must now ascend beyond the tree line and into the high kingdom of the clouds. A soaring cable car ride whisks you from the quiet shores of Lake Bohinj and transports you nearly a vertical mile upward to the Vogel Plateau. At 1,535 meters above sea level, the world changes instantly. The dense forests of the valley floor give way to a high-altitude wilderness of gnarled pines and jagged limestone. In the winter months, Vogel is a snowy playground, where skiers carve paths through natural drifts. In the summer, it transforms into a panoramic meadow of alpine wildflowers and grazing cattle, their bells echoing across the thin mountain air. From this vantage point, the majestic Mount Triglav, the three-headed giant and the highest peak in the country, feels close enough to touch. Standing on the edge of the plateau, looking down at the tiny sapphire ribbon of Lake Bohinj thousands of feet below, you truly grasp the vertical scale of the Slovenian landscape. The air here is impossibly crisp, carrying the scent of stone and snow even in the height of August. It is a place of absolute perspective, where the stresses of the world are silenced by the sheer magnitude of the horizon. Vogel serves as the ultimate balcony of the Alps, offering a front-row seat to the raw tectonic beauty that has shaped the Slovenian identity for centuries. Descending from these high-altitude heights, we travel toward the rugged northern border, where mountain tradition meets the frontier of the high passes. Kranjska Gora is a town that breathes with the rhythm of the seasons. Tucked into the upper Sava Valley, near the triple border of Slovenia, Italy, and Austria, It has long been the hub for the nation's winter sports legends. Every year, the world's elite alpine skiers descend on these slopes. But beneath the adrenaline of the World Cup, there is a soulful mountain village that remains deeply connected to its roots. The town is cradled by the jagged limestone crowns of the western Julian Alps, including the formidable Preisank and Razor peaks, which create a skyline that feels like a natural fortress. Just a short walk from the village center lies Lake Jasna, a pair of interconnected crystal-clear lakes guarded by the bronze statue of the Zlatorog, or Goldhorn, the mythical chamois of the mountains. The lake's water is so transparent it reveals every pebble on its floor, reflecting the surrounding peaks like a polished mirror. Kranjska Gora is more than a resort. It is a gateway to adventure. It is a place where the culture of the professional mountain guide and the rustic hospitality of the alpine hut come together. Here, the day begins with the smell of fresh mountain hay and ends with the warmth of a tile stove and a hearty meal, celebrating a lifestyle that has remained unchanged by the passage of time. Leaving the safety of the valley floor behind, we prepare to navigate the most legendary and historically significant road in the Julian Alps. The Vršič Pass is a triumph of human engineering, a somber monument to history, and one of the most exhilarating drives in all of Europe. With 50 legendary hairpin turns, each one meticulously numbered with a blue sign, the road winds its way like a serpent over the spine of the Julian Alps. This path was carved out of the rock under brutal conditions by Russian prisoners of war during the First World War, as a supply route for the Isonzo front. Along the way, the small wooden Russian chapel stands as a moving and beautiful memorial, its delicate architecture contrasting with the harsh gray limestone of the mountainside. As you reach the summit at 1,611 meters, the view opens into a jagged, high-altitude amphitheater that will take your breath away. This is a land of giants, where the rock faces are etched with the Heathen Maiden, a natural formation in the cliff that looks like a woman's face. The pass is the great divider. It marks the transition from the alpine north to the emerald-hued west. Standing at the top, surrounded by the silence of the high peaks and the ghosts of history, you realize that this road is more than just a transit point. It is a physical bridge between the past and the present, and the gateway to the legendary Soča Valley. As we descend from the Vršič Pass, we enter the realm of the Soča River, a body of water so vibrant it feels like a hallucination. Often called the Emerald Beauty, the Soča possesses a distinct, crystalline turquoise hue that remains consistent from its source to the sea. The color is the result of limestone particles suspended in the icy mountain water, creating a glow that seems to come from within the riverbed itself. As it flows past the adventure hub of Bohinj, the river becomes a playground for those seeking a pulse of adrenaline. Here, whitewater rafters and kayakers navigate the limestone boulders and swirling rapids, surrounded by the towering pale gray walls of the Julian Alps. Yet, beneath this vibrant surface, the Soča is also a river of deep memory. This valley was the site of the Isonzo Front, one of the most brutal and strategically significant theaters of World War I. For years, these mountains echoed with the sound of artillery, and the emerald waters often ran red. Today, the Walk of Peace follows the river's path, connecting the remnants of trenches, bunkers, and open-air museums with the stunning natural beauty of the valley. It is a place of profound contrast, a landscape of exhilarating joy and deep, silent reflection. To stand on the banks of the Soča is to feel the weight of history and the lightness of nature, all flowing together in a single, mesmerizing current of turquoise light. But even the mighty Soča has quiet, hidden tributaries where the water carves out sanctuaries of ethereal beauty. The Kozjak Waterfall is a hidden treasure that feels as though it was pulled from the pages of a fantasy novel. Tucked away at the end of a winding forest trail near Kobarid, the approach is part of the magic. You cross narrow wooden footbridges over the foaming river and follow a path that hugs the limestone cliffs until the canyon walls begin to close in. Suddenly, you find yourself inside a cavernous limestone amphitheater, a natural cathedral built by the patient hand of water. Here, the great Kozjak Fall plunges 15 meters into a deep turquoise pool, framed by the dark, mossy walls of the cave. The light filters down from a narrow crack in the ceiling above, illuminating the mist and creating a shimmering, otherworldly glow. Unlike the grand, open vistas of the Alps, Kozjak offers a sense of sacred intimacy. There is a profound stillness here, broken only by the rhythmic thunder of the falling water. It is a secret room built by the earth itself, a sanctuary where time seems to have no meaning. It is a reminder that some of Slovenia's most breathtaking wonders aren't found on the mountain peaks, but are hidden deep within its hollowed-out heart. Continuing downstream, the water's power becomes even more evident as it slices deeper into the bedrock, creating a subterranean world of light and shadow. The Tolmin Gorges are the lowest and perhaps most atmospheric entry point into the Triglav National Park. Located at the southern tip of the Julian Alps, this is where the Tolminka and Zadlashchika rivers meet, in a dramatic confluence of narrow canyons and thermal springs. The gorge is a vertical world, where the path often takes you along narrow ledges and over bridges that seem to hang by a thread. High above the churning water, the Devil's Bridge offers a dizzying perspective on the blue-green currents 70 meters below. One of the most striking features is a massive triangular rock wedged tightly between the canyon walls, known as the Bear's Head, which has created a natural bridge overgrown with moss. Beneath this, the thermal spring bubbles up in a small cave, where the water temperature remains a constant 20 degrees Celsius, contrasting with the icy mountain river. Local lore suggests that the haunting beauty of these gorges inspired the Italian poet Dante Alighieri's vision of the underworld during his visit to the region. Walking through the damp, leaf-strewn paths, you can see why. It is a landscape of shadows, emerald moss, and ancient energy. The Tolmin Gorges represent the raw tectonic power of Slovenia, a place where the earth has been cracked open to reveal a hidden world of rushing water and silent stone. As we leave the rugged canyons behind, the mountains begin to soften, and the landscape opens into the sun-drenched rolling hills of the west. Welcome to the Slovenian Tuscany. Goriška Brda is a landscape of soft, rolling hills, medieval hilltop villages, and endless rows of vineyards that stretch all the way to the Italian border. This is the heart of Slovenia's Mediterranean soul, a region defined by its proximity to the Adriatic Sea. The air here is warmer, carrying the scent of cherry blossoms in the spring and ripening grapes in the fall. Brda is famous globally for its high-quality olive oils and its succulent cherries, which are celebrated every year as the first true taste of summer. Here, the hospitality is as rich as the soil. To visit a local farmstead is to be treated like family. It is a region of immense sensory beauty, where the ruggedness of the Alps meets the elegance of the Mediterranean. It is a testament to Slovenia's incredible diversity, that in just a few miles, you can move from a glacial gorge to a sun-soaked vineyard. But the limestone heart of this country still has one more architectural miracle to reveal, where history is literally built into the bedrock. Predjama Castle is a miracle of medieval ingenuity and sheer human defiance. Perched halfway up a 123-meter limestone cliff, it is the largest cave castle in the world, a structure that blurs the line between man-made masonry and natural rock. For over 800 years, it has stood as an impregnable fortress, built directly into the mouth of a massive cave system. Its most famous inhabitant was Erazem of Predjama, a 15th-century robber baron who famously withstood a year-long siege by the imperial army. While his enemies waited for him to starve, Erazem used a secret network of vertical cave tunnels to bring in fresh cherries and meat from the other side of the mountain. Inside, the castle is a labyrinth of stone stairs and drafty halls, where the walls are often the raw, damp surface of the cave itself. You can see the medieval living quarters, the chapel, and even the torture chamber, all integrated into the geological folds of the cliff. Behind the castle, the cave system stretches for kilometers, a dark underworld that provided both a sanctuary and an escape route. It is a hauntingly beautiful monument to survival, a place where the ingenuity of the Middle Ages met the raw power of the karst landscape. To look at Predjama is to see the ultimate fusion of nature and architecture, a fortress that didn't just stand on the land, but became a part of it. Leaving the daylight of the cliffside behind, we descend into a subterranean kingdom of truly staggering proportions. Postojna Cave is not merely a cavern, it is a sprawling underground cathedral carved over millions of years by the patient flow of the Pivka River. Your journey begins with a ride on a small electric train, a tradition that has existed here in some form since the 1870s, whisking you through 2 kilometers of narrow tunnels before opening into a series of vast, echoing halls. The scale here is difficult to comprehend. Every inch of the cave is decorated with intricate calcite formations, translucent curtains that hang from the ceiling, towering pillars, and delicate needle-like stalactites that grow at a rate of just 1 millimeter every few decades. The crown jewel of Postojna is the Brilliant, a 5-meter-tall, shimmering white stalagmite that has become the symbol of the cave. But this underworld is also a biological marvel. In the dark, silent pools lives the Proteus, or human fish, a rare, blind amphibian that can survive for a decade without food and live for over a century. Walking through the concert hall, which can hold 10,000 people, the silence of the deep earth is profound. It is a world of eternal darkness and constant temperature, where the slow, rhythmic drip of water is the only clock. The textures of the damp stone and the play of light on the crystal formations offer a visual depth that feels almost alien. A silent, dark masterpiece that reminds us of the hidden beauty beneath our feet. From the cool darkness of the inner earth, we follow the sun southward toward the scent of salt and the shimmering blue of the Adriatic. Piran is a Venetian jewel resting gracefully on the tip of a narrow, sun-drenched peninsula. With its winding medieval streets, terracotta-roofed houses, and a soaring bell tower that mirrors St. Mark's in Venice, it is arguably the most beautiful town on the Adriatic coast. For centuries, Piran grew wealthy on the white gold of its salt pans, and that elegance is still visible in the marble-paved Tartini Square. Named after the famous violinist Giuseppe Tartini, the square was once a fishing harbor, and it remains the living heart of the town, where the sound of the waves meets the chatter of locals over morning espresso. As you climb the narrow cobblestone alleyways toward the Church of St. George, the view opens up to a sea that shifts from turquoise to deep indigo. The town's history is a tapestry of Mediterranean influences. You can feel the spirit of the Venetian Republic in the Gothic windows and the lion-carved stone. There is a faded, romantic grandeur here, a place where every balcony is draped in laundry, and every corner offers a glimpse of the sparkling water. It is a town that demands you slow down, inviting you to wander without a map until you find a small seafood tavern at the water's edge. In Piran, the light has a golden, painterly quality that has drawn artists for generations, making it the perfect coastal finale to the Slovenian story. Just a few miles along the shoreline, the manicured charm of the town gives way to the raw, vertical edge of the Adriatic landscape. The Strunjan Cliff is a dramatic and wild departure from the seaside promenades of the coast. Rising 80 meters directly from the sea, it stands as the highest flysch cliff on the entire Adriatic. This is a protected landscape where nature is still the primary architect. The cliff is composed of alternating layers of soft sandstone and marl, which are constantly being reshaped by the relentless action of the wind and the salt spray. A narrow path winds along the very edge of the precipice, offering breathtaking, dizzying views of the Gulf of Trieste, and, on a clear day, the snow-capped peaks of the Alps rising in the distance behind the sea. Below the cliff lies Moon Bay, a pristine crescent-shaped beach that remains one of the few truly wild stretches of the Slovenian shoreline. Accessible only by foot, it is a sanctuary of white pebbles and crystal-clear water, far from the reach of cars or crowds. The cliffs are topped with a lush Mediterranean forest of pine and oak, providing a green canopy that contrasts sharply with the vertical gray walls of the rock. This is a place of geological drama and ecological purity, a reminder that even in the heart of Europe, there are still fringes where the land meets the sea with uncompromising force and spectacular beauty. Moving inland from the salt spray, we trade the vertical cliffs for the rolling limestone pastures of the Karst Plateau. Welcome to Lipica, the cradle of elegance and the ancestral home of one of the world's most famous horse breeds, the Lipizzaner. For over 440 years, this estate has been dedicated to the breeding of these noble white horses. Founded in 1580 by the Habsburg monarchy, the Lipica stud farm is a landscape of absolute refined beauty. Think endless white fences, avenues of ancient lime trees, and vast, emerald green pastures. There is a sense of timeless tradition here. The relationship between the horse and the rider is elevated to an art form, a living heritage that has survived wars, empires, and the fall of monarchies. Watching a herd of Lipizzaner mares and their dark-colored foals, who only turn white as they age, gallop across the karst fields is a sight of pure, rhythmic grace. The estate is also an architectural gem, with its historic stables and the manor house reflecting the grandeur of the Austro-Hungarian era. At the classical riding school, you can witness the incredible discipline of the stallions as they perform airs above the ground, movements originally designed for the battlefield that now serve as a testament to the intelligence and athletic power of the breed. Lipica is a place of quiet pride, a symbol of Slovenian refinement that connects the rustic landscape of the karst to the royal courts of old Europe. For our final destination, we travel back to the far north, to a valley that many travelers believe is the most beautiful in all of Europe. We conclude our grand tour in the Logar Valley, a picture-perfect glacial sanctuary nestled in the heart of the Kamnik-Savinja Alps. This is a place that defines the word alpine, surrounded by a crown of towering peaks that rise over 2,000 meters. The valley floor is a lush, perfectly flat carpet of green meadows, dotted with traditional wooden farmsteads that have been in the same families for centuries. There is a profound sense of balance here, a harmony between the jagged, intimidating power of the mountains and the peaceful pastoral life of the valley floor. The air is so pure, it feels like a tonic, carrying the scent of wild thyme and mountain pine. A single winding road leads you deeper into the valley, past grazing cattle and ancient forests, until the path ends at the Rinka Waterfall. Here, the Savinja River makes its first appearance, plunging 90 meters from a sheer rock face in a magnificent silver ribbon. Standing at the base of the falls, looking back across the 7-kilometer length of the valley, you see the quintessential Slovenian landscape, a place of breathtaking scale, quiet dignity, and a heart that is forever green. It is the perfect embodiment of everything we have seen, a land that is small in geography, but immense in soul. As the sun sets behind the limestone peaks, casting a final golden light over the meadows, we leave the Logar Valley with a sense of peace, having truly witnessed the wonders of the green heart of Europe. As our journey across Slovenia comes to an end, it's clear that this green heart of Europe is more than just a destination. It is a philosophy. It is a rare corner of the world that has mastered the art of balance, where you can find a pulse-pounding playground for adventure in the morning and a silent emerald sanctuary for the soul by sunset. Now, we want to hear from you. Which of these 20 spots is going on your bucket list? Is it the impossible emerald waters of the Soča River, or the winding medieval streets of Piran? Let's discuss your favorite Slovenian wonders in the comments below. Don't Don't forget to like and subscribe to Four Corners Wonders for more deep dives into the world's most spectacular places. Until next time, keep exploring.